All right, we have a new day. We are working on the Gold Road, but it has us on hold while we work on doing other things. I don't know how long it's going to be on hold. It's basically the NPC said she'll contact us when she's ready. So yeah, we'll just continue on with the regular quests. I was playing, but I had some server issues and I kept disconnecting. And but anyway, we're back and we're going to continue on trying to save the Thane of this land from his advisor. Anyway, watching this player die. Saving your hide. Too often soldiers neglect one of the most important tools in their arsenal, the dagger. That's right, the humble boot knife, the weapon favored by thieves and yes, even assassins. See, it's easy to see why the short blade has a poor reputation among those who dream of charging into battle to gain glory by lopping off heads with a great sword, but it can save you in a pinch. Well-rounded soldier is prepared for any situation, and that means familiarity with weapons large and small. A dagger can be your best friend. A concealed blade can cut your bonds free in the event of capture, can give you a fighting chance should you become disarmed, it can skin a quick meal on the trail, and practicing with one can teach you volumes about mobility in close combat. If you want to be fully prepared for the battlefield, you'll practice these simple exercises at least once a week. Listen to my advice and you'll improve your survivability tenfold. The quick draw, strap a few small daggers where you can reach them easily. You might want one strapped to your thigh, one near your sword, and one at your shoulder. All you're going to do is draw them and bring them to the ready as fast as you can. Seems simple, but you need to master this step. If you can't get to them fast, you're as good as dead. Bows are fine weapons, but what happens when you run out of arrows and the foe is charging in? Practice some throws at the archery range, keeping your wrist stiff and making sure to follow through, releasing the hilt when it aligns with the target. This is especially useful when coupled with a quick draw exercise. The reed. You'll need a partner with the practice your weapon for this one. Keep a hand behind your back, hold your dagger in the other, and have them charge you with their best attacks. Your goal is to keep your feet planted and bend out of the way quickly. Don't back up, but try to end up on the inside of the attack, where your dagger can be deadly. What are you waiting for? Get out there and spend some time with your dagger. You can thank me when it saves your life.
Did you find anything?
I found this pamphlet in his quarters.
Izmir's beard! RK the enemy? A necromancer's tract. All these years, and Thorolf betrays us to the dead.
He must be a worm cultist?
Yes, but who will believe us? My grandfather is wrapped around his little finger. The guards dare not stand against him, not if they want to keep their heads.
Is there any way we can expose him?
No, I don't... Wait! Grandfather's sword! Bonebane! When the dead first attacked, Thorolf led a group to retrieve it. Thorolf said the blade was destroyed, the men killed.
He led your guards into an ambush.
A bastard. There's no way he could have destroyed it. It's been blessed by RK dozens of times. Get Bonebane. It's at a monument to Grandfather south of the fort. Bring it back, and you can prove Thorolf's a liar!
Tell me more about Bonebane.
He said he found the sword at the bottom of an ancient barrow. When he was younger, he was quite the adventurer. He claims it was held by one of the 500, and that a beautiful ghost gave it to him.
You believe him?
Sort of. Grandfather likes to tell his stories. After the Battle of the Bones, he laid the sword in a chest and swore he'd never raise it again.
What's this memorial you speak of?
Back in the bad old days, before the Pact, Fort Fyrankin sent necromancers up into the rift. They thought to overwhelm us with undead. Grandfather stood against them with Bonebane and crushed the assault. His troops called it the Battle of the Bones.
Which side does the memorial commemorate? Oh my god. Commemorate.
Grandfather would tell you it was to honor everyone who died. But that's not true. You can't see it from Fulhelm, but you can certainly see it from Fort Fyrankin. That's no mistake. It's a big waggling finger in the enemy's eye.
Your grandfather's sword. I was sort of kidding when I called him Worm Tongue based off of the Lord of Rings, but I guess I wasn't really kidding, was I? May change the color of this dress. I'm unsure. If you haven't figured out, if you have been watching the videos from the beginning, I am a bit of a clothes hound. I do really like to switch up my clothes. It's a problem. I accept it about myself. Before I grab that truck.
You have grown into a beauty, my child. But I see you have another visitor.
You all right there, sir? Oh. Hey, lady. How are you?
While you were gone, the Rolf made a proposal. I told him what he could do with himself. Disgusting man. What news?
I have Bonebane.
I knew it! That lying skeever scum! Come, we must show grandfather. I'm certain he will... Wait, is that Siraki?
The undead. They march on full helm! My lord, we're holding the stairs, barely! Anyone in here who can fight, get yourself outside!
I need to get my daggers.
What about the rough?
I'd slit his throat right now if I could. But there's no time. Not with the dead on our doorstep. Deal with the dead. Stop the attack. After that, we'll expose the Rolf for what he is.
Okay.
We'll deal with the Rolf later. In the meantime, I know our soldiers can hold the walls. Still, Dark Elves defend. Nords attack.
What do you have in mind?
The dead could throw themselves at the walls for weeks. What we need to do is push them back. Reopen the roads to Riften and Stonefalls. Are you up for an assault? Show the men that Bonebane sings again!
Just tell me what to do.
Lead us. The soldiers here will all know Bonebane by sight, and they'll rally behind you. When the undead attacked, we lost 4 guard posts in the first attack. Take them back. Show the men we won't be intimidated.
Consider it done. I going?
Zounds! A new lead! Let's get after it, cohort!
Oh, is it up there? I might be up there. Angry wolf. Sorry, puppy.
Another chance at perfection.
There's a reason I was kicked out of Daggerfall, chased out of Eldenroot, and banned from Mournholm. I tried every variety of intoxicant, wine, ale, Argonian swill this world has to offer. I've sampled skooma from Kahit, licked an Argonian history, and hunted magical toads with the Bosmer. None of that compares to Nord mead. There's nothing like it. The purest stuff is made in Nord villages, but we're at war with the Nords, and the Breton has no guarantee of surviving a trip like that. Leave that sort of thing to the professionals. There is still hope, however. If you're ever at a tavern and there's a cask of Nord mead, you'd be a fool to pass it up. Mead is made of by fermenting honey and water, through a few recipes called for molasses. Sometimes you add grain mash and strain it, but that isn't necessary. Some of the high elves call it honey wine, but mead needs more than good honey. Every meadery has its own recipe. After you drink enough mead, you learn the names of brewmasters who create them. A drunk Nord will gladly punch another in the face over the honor of a good brewmaster. Then again, a drunk Nord will punch anyone for just about anything. Every brewmaster has a distinct blend of spices, fruit, and sometimes hops, which makes a mead bitter, which makes some Nords bitter, too. I've even heard tales of mead mixed with the blood of heroes, allegedly granting them the words of a poet or a skald. I like a mead named after me, but I'm not going to bleed for it. And Altmer once told me that brewing is the basis of all culture. It's why our ancestors started farming and forming cities. It's what we do when we got too much wheat and barley and hops and we're sick of farming. The culture of drinking seems to be what keeps Nords together. Nords must be really sick of farming because they brew and drink prodigious amounts of mead. Whenever a cask is really good, mead is opened. Nords gather round because they know that cask won't last long. But if you don't know how to behave in the Nord drinking culture, you'll end up broken and hungover, and helpless. I found that out the hard way. Nords love to drink, but more than that, Nords respect those who can endure adversity. I know that sounds flowery for explaining why 2 drunk Nords would have a hit me hard in the face contest, but really, that's why their culture celebrates getting drunk. A Nord can gain respect by consuming more mead than anyone else, just as he's respected for surviving a blizzard or killing a bear with a sharp stick. Nord honor is something they talk about endlessly when they're drunk, and even more when they're sober. So the first thing you learn about Nords is if you want their respect, never turn down a drink. Leave. Never turn down a drink. It's a test. If you can't handle that next drink, leave. Otherwise you'll wake up somewhere they find hilarious, and you won't be laughing. Nords also love their scalds. Songs and stories go over well with their drunk audience, once they've had enough of the brawling, the boasting, and the throwing axes at each other. Their songs are all about how they're better than everyone else at everything. They've all heard these over and over again, so bring some of your own. They're desperate to hear something new. Anywhere you go, drinking is also a good way to redress a mistake or make an apology, and it's the same with the Nords. If you lose a contest, you need to buy a drink. If you make a mistake or offend someone, you need to buy a drink. If you're insulted, stand there and take it, and then you need to buy a drink. You don't have to be the best brawler around to survive a room full of drunken Nords. You can also impress them by being clever or being talented, but you better be really good. When it's time to take a punch in the face, you better be ready for that punch in the face. If you don't like getting punched, there are some things you should never talk about, like politics. Who is the best brewmaster? And who punches the hardest, and never demand to know why someone just punched you in the face. If you want to hear more, buy me a drink the next time I'm in Daggerfall. I'll tell you a story. Alright. Okay, this is not where I'm supposed to be at all. So let's backtrack. I'm supposed to be up there, which I don't think I can Skyrim jump my way up there. Looks like I'm just gonna slide down. Yep. Alright. We'll backtrack. Everybody shut up. This dark elf woman wears warm cultist garb. From the claw marks, it appears she was mauled to death by saber cats. Look through her pack reveals a blood-stained journal. Nordal showed us the shard of Wuthrod tonight. It was very impressive. He's shown great cunning to find it. Our brothers and sisters scour the smoke frost peaks looking for Yarsmer's legacy. He told us he planned to ascend Foralhost, the search of crypts of the dragon priests. There was muttering in the ranks. Cowards, why should we fear the dead? The dead are toys to the rest of us. Where am I going? Hi, kitty. we're confused, Skelebanes. Ah, here it is. Jeez, why was that so hard to find? We good? We good. Push. Push.
I'm still fighting.
Okay, return to the keep. Will do.
We have an accord.
Glad you're back. We've got a little problem.
The undead set your storage shed on fire?
No, we did that. The bastards tunneled up from below into an old cave we used for storage. While we were defending the walls, they went under us. The fire's keeping them down, but that won't last.
Then we need to go in.
I was hoping the hero of Balfoy on the Ash Mountain and elsewhere might volunteer. If you smash enough of them, maybe the worm behind this will appear. Good luck.
Destruction or distraction? It's popular, especially among young upstarts who wish to establish themselves as intellectual contenders, to dismiss the study of harnessing the destructive potential of magicka as crude or simplistic. Those who embrace this argument prefer to spend time researching obscure, theoretical topics instead of the more practical applications of magic. In truth, these pedants accomplish little beyond writing tomes of their own to refute the postulations of their contemporaries, wasting their time arguing hypotheticals with no basis or practical magic study. They're so distracted trying to outwit one another in their imaginary field that they'll never produce substantial advancements. It is my conviction that this self-indulgent behavior obstructs progress, concrete gains such as spell discovery and arcane studies. I do not deny that magic is deep and complex, and our understanding is far from complete. However, I question the value of arguments over theories with very little basis and observable phenomena before we fully grasp less complicated subjects. In my years of practice, I have found that studying manifestations of magicka that seem the simplest often provides the clearest look at the nature of magic. Without a complete understanding of what seems to be basic, how could anyone advance magic and bring benefit to practitioners and Tamriel at large? I implore you, reader, to take care that you do not fall into the category of the fruitless intellectual. Bye, Skellebones.
excellent. But we can always do better.
It's grandfather!
Where's the man, girlfriend?
Please, I couldn't stop him.
What happened?
Thank Kain you're back. While everyone was fighting off the attack, Thorolf raised a skeleton in the manor. He told grandfather the undead had broken in and that we were all going to die.
The Thane believed him.
More than that, he went mad, raving. I think he might kill himself. Then Siaraki came in and said you were turning back the skeletons in the shed. When Thorolf heard, he got wild-eyed and bolted.
The Thane's in the manor and Thorolf is fleeing?
If we help Grandpa, Thorolf will escape. But if we go after Thorolf, Anvald will die.
Thane Jonvald is inside the manor.
Yes, his chamber is on the second floor, on the left side.
Where did Thorolf go?
He fled down the southeast road, the one that goes past the old dragon temple at Forelhost.
We'll save Grandpa first.
Stay back. I know what I have to do.
What's the torch for?
Ha! I won't let a damn necromancer use me. I'll burn, just like my daughter all those years ago. I will not be raised.
There's no need to do this.
Liar. Thorolf warned me you'd say such things. My soldiers are dead. My fort lost. I won't let you raise me as a puppet of your dark magic.
Thorolf's the necromancer, not me. We have evidence. Ask your granddaughter.
What? No. Thorolf has been my housecarl for... I would have known. Just a few weeks ago, he gave me a token of his faith.
A token?
See for yourself. Part of a weapon. Said it came over with Isgramor. Had been in his family for generations. No faithless Nord would give such a boon.
This is the shard of Wuthard. It's what I came here for.
My mind. Everything seems so much clearer now. It had some sort of hold on me. Sure bones. What was I thinking? What have I done?
He did something to the shard. He used it to muddle your mind.
Right. He's mine to deal with, and I will. As for you, you saved my hull. I owe you. I want you to keep Bonebane. Use it as I did. My adventuring days are over. As for this cursed shard, Halfrida will keep it safe until you need it again.
Okie dokie. Search for the shard. Well, that was fun.
You were at Fulhelm Fort. You saved Thane Unvald's life.
Thanks. He was just a little crazy. Beansy little crazy. All fixed now, though. guessing I need to go this way. A ramshackle camp lays abandoned at the cave entrance. A barely legible leaf of notes lies next to the campfire. Perhaps one of the residents left some clues as to their fate.
Let it sit with you. Novel erudition always makes me heady.
Skeggy's got a hold up in this frozen rock. Says we need to lay low. This cave's been used by bandits for generation. Won't the guards know about it then? Place reeks something awful as well, though Skeggy's claiming it didn't smell like this before. Dirty, rotten liar. He's whining about me writing again. Tough luck. I need this to think. Doesn't matter, though. I hit the best diamond from our loot and my false tooth. I'll sneak out tonight, and after one quick trip to Serena and Riften, I'll be out of this business for good. Find nothing in the skeleton's teeth, even the false ones. Okay, I'll try to remember to read that. No promises. In the later maps, when they put books, they put it so that it's safe for you to read without dying. But in the early maps, they didn't. If you're ever wondering why that's... I imagine they didn't think people like me would stop in the middle and be like, I'm gonna read this entire book right now. Did I just walk up to those bears because I didn't see them? I don't know. What do you think? Totally. I had just... All I saw was the soul gem. Or the, whatever you call this. The sky shard.
To Apocrypha with you.
I'm gonna laugh if I'm just walking in circles. Alright, I think I'll leave you guys here, and I'll be back with more very soon, I promise.